Vijay's Physics YouTube channel. So in this channel I'm going to explain 10th class, 9th class and 8th class physical science in a easy way, and while explaining I'll give the notes in a notebook, so you can pause the video, you can copy the matter also. So today I'm going to explain you about 10th class physical science. So in this physical science we have 12 chapters. So one is a reflection of light at curved surfaces, chemical equations, acid, bases and salts, refraction of light at curved surfaces, human eye and colorful world, structure of atom, classification of elements, chemical bonding, electric current, electromagnetism, principle of metallurgy, carbonates, compounds. So the first topic in physical science, 10th class physical science, is light. First we need to study about the light. What is light? What are the source of light generally? So what is the mean to say light? So light is a source of energy. Okay, and the light is a combination of electromagnetic radiation. So light is a combination of electromagnetic radiation. So that's why light can travel in medium simultaneously in vacuum also. So light can travel in medium and vacuum also, but some of the energy resources cannot travel in medium and vacuum, but light can travel in medium and vacuum. And the light has some mechanisms, so we will study. Before that we need to know that the speed of light, it is a very important one, because many of the bit type you may get this answer. So speed of light indicating c, that is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So speed of light is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So speed of light is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. And also you can denominate as in other forms like 3 into 10 power 5 kilometers per second, and also 3 into 10 power 10 centimeters per second. In question areas you may ask speed of light in many ways, like 3 in terms of meters, in terms of kilometers, in terms of centimeters. Obviously you can say that light can travel approximately what, 3 lakh kilometers per second, 3 lakh kilometers per second generally. So previously I explained you light has some mechanisms. What are the mechanisms in that one? First one is rectilinear propagation. What is that? Rectilinear propagation. So already you studied this one into 7th class. So once you go to 7th class and check that what is the rectilinear propagation. What is the rectilinear propagation? Light always travel in a straight line manner. So light always travel in a straight line or path manner. Okay, light always travel in a straight line manner. The next mechanism is reflection of light. What is that? Reflection of light. So what is reflection of light? This also you studied in 8th class. Once you go to the 8th class and check that what is the reflection of light. Okay, in reflection of light you studied that bouncing back of the light into the medium. That means what are the example of reflection of light? So in a sunny day you can project the mirror in outside, so obviously you can face the image of the light. So what we call, it is called reflection. Okay, What is the reflection of light? Bouncing back of the light, bouncing back of the light, bouncing back of the light, or reflecting the light, reflecting the light. What is that? Reflecting the light. So this reflection of light we can observe in many areas in our daily life. Okay, so this reflection of light we can explain in mathematical way and pictorial way, so this is what surface, and this is the normal. So already you know this normal. So what is normal? So the line which is perpendicular to the surface. What is normal? The line which is perpendicular to the surface. Now you can project a light on a surface, at a surface. So this is called incident ray. This is called incident ray. Then after getting the reflection, due to the surface of reflecting surface, it can reflect back. It can reflect. So it can reflect. So this is what reflection of light. So here reflection is taken place into the same medium. So this is what a plane surface. Okay, reflecting surface. What do you call this one? Reflecting surface. What do you call? Reflecting surface. The next, what is this? This is incident ray. Incident ray. So that means what? We are projecting the light. What is this? This is called reflected ray. What you call? Reflected. That means after getting the incidence onto the surface, it is due to the reflecting surface it bounces. So it is called reflected. While measuring the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray with the reference of the normal, so mostly the incident, this angle and this angle both will be same. This angle and this angle both will be same. That's why this angle we can say that incident angle. This angle we can say that reflected angle. Incident angle, reflected angle. So while reflection of light can take place, in that situation both incident and reflected angle will be same. So for this we have some losses. So what are the losses? The loss of reflection. What are those? The loss of reflection. So first law. What is the first law? So what earlier we explained that this is the normal, this is the incident ray, this is a reflected ray, this is a reflecting surface. Angle I, angle R. So all the incident ray and normal reflected ray lies in same plane. So first law is what? All the incident ray normal, and don't call it as normal ray, it is called normal, and reflected ray are lies in same plane. The next second law, here incident angle is equal to reflected angle. So that is, what is that? Angle I is equal to angle R. Angle I is equal to angle R. They are the very important one. So what are the? These are the laws of reflection. What is the first law? All the incident ray, normal and reflected ray lies in same plane. What is the second law? Incident angle is equal to the reflected angle. So one more important one, it is a very important one, your examination point of view, that is Fermat principle. So why Fermat principle? In the sense, so you can write this one. What is that? So should light obeys, no, should light take the reflection, that should be obey one rule, that is what? Fermat principle. As per the Fermat principle, light can obeys the reflection? So it's a very very important question. Based on the which principle light can obeys the reflection? Based on the Fermat principle, light can obeys the reflection. Then what is Fermat principle? What is Fermat principle? This week you studied in this you can study it in 8th class. What is the Fermat principle? Light always choose least time to travel. Light always. What is the Fermat principle? Light always choose least time to travel. So it is there in 8th class physics book. Now once you check 8th class physics book, light always choose least time to travel. So okay, light always choose least time. So reflection Fermat principle, based on the Fermat principle, light obeys reflection. The next, so you studied in 8th class reflection about plane surfaces. In 10th class, reflection of light at curved surfaces. What is the main chapter now? Reflection of light at curved surfaces. It's a very very important and easy topic in our 10th class examination. Before that, we need to study spherical bodies. So what is mean to say spherical body? This is what? Spherical body. Okay, so it is appears in a spherical in shape, round in shape. So you can say that in this spherical body there is a one midpoint, no? So this midpoint we called as center of curvature or geometric center of this body. So what is we called as center of curvature? So before going to knowing about curved surfaces and spherical mirrors, we need to know the terms, some terms. The first term is what? Center of curvature, which is indicating with C. Okay, what is center of curvature? In a spherical body, the midpoint of a spherical body we call as center of curvature. What is that? The midpoint of a spherical body we called as center of curvature, or you can say that the geometrical point of a spherical body, the geometrical center of a spherical body we called as center of curvature. In later you can study the center of curvature in terms of normals also. Later, what is the center of curvature in terms of normals? So where all the normals meet at a point, we call as center of curvature. The next one, the word next one is pole. It is indicating with P. What is pole? A pole, you can cut a spherical path into this spherical body, take a curved part. So you'll get what? Some curved part. Okay, this is what? Some curved part. So previously, what is center of curvature? The midpoint of a spherical body. Now what is a curved part? The midpoint of a curved surface. What is a pole? The midpoint of a curved surface we call as pole. What is pole? This is the pole. So what is the difference between these two? This is what? Midpoint of a spherical body. This is what? A midpoint of a curved surface. So what is that? The midpoint of a curved surface we called as pole. Next one, principal axis. What is that? Principal axis. What is the principal axis? See, previously what we studied, center of curvature and pole. What we studied previously, this is center of curvature, pole. So now the term principal axis, so the line which is passing through the pole and center of curvature, this is the line, no, this is a straight line which is passing through pole and center of curvature, we call it as principal axis. What is the principal axis? The line which is passing through pole and center of curvature, we call as principal axis. The line which is passing through pole and center of curvature, we call as principal axis. The next term, see here, where I am not declaring any curved mirrors, here curved surfaces I am telling about. So up to now what we discussed, center of curvature, pole and principal axis. The next one, so before going to the next one, now we need to go for the mirrors, because the next one it comes for the mirrors. Okay, so there are how many types of mirrors now? Mirrors, generally mirror is a source which can reflect the image, which can reflect the light. So there are two types of mirrors. How many types? Two types. One is, what is the first one? Plane mirror. Okay, the second one is curved mirror. Okay, curved mirror, plane mirror, curved mirror. In plane mirror, you I think so you studied in 8th class. In plane mirror, 8th class. So plane mirror always shows a virtual image. Plane mirror always shows virtual image. Now coming to the curved mirrors. Again, curved mirrors are two types. So curved mirrors. So how many types? Two types. One is concave mirror. One is concave mirror. One is convex mirror. Concave mirror, convex mirror. There are two types of mirrors. So I'll show you what is a concave mirror, what is convex mirror. See now. So this is convex mirror. See, did you observe any diagonals? See here, this is the reflecting part, this is the coated part. Okay, this is the reflecting part, this is the coated part. So here the reflecting part bulged outwards. See, bulged outwards. The coated part inwards. Here, see, the reflecting part bulged inwards and coating part bulged outwards. So this type mirror, the reflecting part bulged curved inwards, we call as concave mirror. The reflecting part curved outwards, we call as convex mirror. Okay, what is concave mirror, what is convex mirror? Did you get the clearance? See, Nana, both are like this. See, okay. Now first one is concave mirror. What is that? Concave mirror. So first one is concave mirror. What is a concave mirror? See, already shown you concave mirror. This is the concave mirror. See, this is the concave mirror. So concave mirror means the mirror which is curved inwards. The mirror which reflecting surface curved inwards, we call as concave mirror. And also we can give the name, other name also. This concave mirror also called as concave mirror, also called as positive mirror. So what is the ray diagram of this positive concave mirror? Means like this. See, the shape of mirror. So this line should be done compulsory, because this is what this shadings is indicating with this coated surface, and this is indicating with reflecting surface. So coated surface, reflecting surface. So the shades must be done for the indication of concave mirror. And I already explained you regarding the pole center of curvature. This is what? Concave mirror. Okay, Nana? Concave mirror. And this is also called as converging mirror. Why? When you project the light rays here, these light rays, due to the curved surface, it will reflect like this. Okay, it will reflect like this. So these all are what they made. They will made a point size. That means all the rays, what happens? So they are coming together. They are coming together, not widening. They are coming together. That's why this mirror also called as converging mirror. This mirror also called as converging mirror because they are converging. They are coming together. They meet at a point all together. They meet at a point to form an image. That's why this mirror also called as converging mirror. And also this mirror, we already told you the surface is curved inwards. It is a converging mirror and also called as curved mirror. And this can form real image all time. This can form real image, but there is a one exception is there due to forming the virtual image that we'll discuss later. So it always mostly it can form real image. Okay, and the next one we can go for the which mirror, Nana? We can go for next convex mirror. We can go for convex mirror. So what is convex mirror? Earlier I shown you convex mirror. See, this is the convex mirror. See here the curved part. So the reflecting part bulged outside, the coated part curved inside. So that's why you can call it as convex mirror. The mirror which is curved outwards. The mirror which is curved outward. It is also called as negative mirror. It is also called as negative mirror. What is the shape of the mirror, Nana? See, like this. See, reflecting surface outward and coated surface inwards. See, all the time when the drawing the mirrors, you must coat, you must shade the region. So this region indicating coated, this region indicating what it is indicating? It is indicating reflecting surface. When you project the light rays towards the reflecting surface, this is the reflecting surface, no? When you project the light rays, these rays are going like this. So they are not grouping together, they are widening. They are not grouping, they are widening. So that's why it is called diverging mirror. So it is called diverging mirror. Okay, this mirror always form virtual image. Okay, virtual image. So already we studied what is that concave mirror and convex mirror. What is concave mirror? The mirror or the reflecting surface curved inwards we call as concave mirror. Then what is convex mirror? The mirror or the reflecting surface curved outwards we call as convex mirror. Now the term, another term, previously we discussed about center of curvature, pole, principal axis. Now coming to the next one, that is focal point. Focal point. This mirror lesson, this reflecting of curved surface lesson, mainly or commonly we are using only one mirror, that is concave mirror. So all the time we are comparing all the activities with a concave mirror itself. So here check the concave mirror. So let me say this is the concave mirror. Okay, this is the concave mirror. So here already we know that pole, this is the midpoint of the curved surface, pole, and this is the midpoint of a spherical body, it is center of curvature. Now just project the light rays towards the reflecting surface. After projecting, already we earlier know that this is the converging mirror. So all these light rays are moving like this, okay, moving like this, where all these, what are these all are reflected rays, these all are incident rays, and after getting incident, these all are reflected rays. So all the reflected rays, what happens, they meet at a point on principal axis. All these reflected rays meet at a point on principal axis. So this point we called as focal point. So what is focal point? When all the where all the reflected rays are meet at a point on principal axis. So this is indicating with a capital F. That point we call as focal point. Did you clear? This is what? Focal point. The next one, next terminology is focal length. Focal length. So that is indicating with a small f, focal length. So already we shown you focal point. Now which type of mirror it is? It is a concave mirror. Okay. Now this is center of curvature. This is focal point. Now focal length. The length between pole and focal point. The length between pole and focal point we consider as focal length. Okay. The length between pole and focal point we called as focal length. The next one, radius of curvature. What is that? Next one, radius of curvature. It is indicating with a capital R. So let me show you again. This is the concave surface and this is the pole, this is a focal point, this is the center of curvature, right? Now the length between the pole and center of curvature, the length between the pole and center of curvature we call as radius of curvature. Simple. The length between pole and center of curvature, so we consider as radius of curvature. The length between the pole and center of curvature we consider as radius of curvature. So there is a one important note. It's a very very important one in your examination point of view also. So here radius of curvature is twice of its focal length. That means mostly this distance and this distance both are equal. Let me say it may be 10 centimeters between the C and F. Again F and P also 10 centimeters. Most probably it may appear. Okay. So you can say that radius of curvature is twice of its focal length. ఏం చెప్తున్నాను ఇక్కడ? రేడియస్ ఆఫ్ కర్వేచర్ అనేది ఫోకల్ లెంత్కి డబుల్గా ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకు? ఫోకల్ లెంత్ నుంచి పోల్కున్న డిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత ఉంటుందో సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ కర్వేచర్ నుంచి ఫోకల్ పాయింట్కి ఉన్న డిస్టెన్స్ కూడా అంతే ఉంటుంది. లెట్ మీ సే హియర్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎక్స్ అండ్ హియర్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎక్స్. సో ఆర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు యూ కెన్ సే దట్ 2x. ఓకే. నౌ the radius of curvature is twice of its focal length. Twice of its focal, that is what you call r is equal to 2f. It's a very very important one. So experimentally the radius of curvature is twice of its focal length. అంటే ఏంటి? ఈ గ్యాప్ ఈక్వల్గా ఉంటుంది. సో ఏం చెప్పుకున్నాము? ఆర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2f. దీని మీద మనం ఒక 2 ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చూద్దాం. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 1. So what is that? See, find focal point, focal length when radius of curvature is 30 centimeters. What is the solution, Nana? Solution, so r is equal to 30 centimeters, then f is equal to enta. So formula enti, r is equal to 2f, then f is equal to how much? R by 2, that is 30 by 2, that is 15 centimeters. What is the f value, Nana? F value is 15 centimeters. Okay, f value is 15 centimeters. Let me show you another example. Example 2, find the radius of curvature when focal length is 10 centimeters. Solution in Nana, focal length is 10 centimeters. What is the solution? So f how much? 10 centimeters. Find out r. So formula enti, r is equal to 2f, then so r is equal to 2 into f enta? F 10, so r is equal to 20 centimeters. Like this you can easily calculate the solutions. Okay, up to now we discussed the basics about the light, reflection of light, and what is the focal point and center of curvature, and what is the radius of curvature, and what is the focal length, and what is the relation between the focal length and radius of curvature. So next class we can going to know that activity, lab activities, and ray diagrams, and calculation part. Hope so that this video may be helpful to you. So next videos onwards it may be getting clear about the topic. Okay, అందరూ బాగా చదువుకోండి అండ్ అర్థం చేసుకోండి, అండ్ ఇది మీకు నచ్చితే అందరికీ షేర్ చేయండి. ఎవరైతే ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉంటారో 10th క్లాస్ వాళ్ళు, వాళ్ళందరికీ షేర్ చేయండి, వాళ్ళు కూడా వింటారు. అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి, లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి, అండ్ కామెంట్ చేయండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ, అండ్ వెయిట్ ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వీడియో.